agree or disagree. The lawmakers, it takes more than one person to make a law, especially in that kind of position. Yes, Donald Trump is not a polished politician, that kind of a thing, but he's selfish because he wants things to look the way he wants them to be. And that's the problem that I have. This is not a look at me position that a person that's running for president should be looking at. You got to be looking at the world. He's upset about something. Oh, look, the people hate me. He's too sensitive for me to be in that position and have somebody from another country to say something. I don't like you, Trump, and what's he going to do when that happens. I think a good president needs to stand firm. President Obama did it. Look at all the things that he went through. Yes, he couldn't get a lot of things done, but the point is he stood his ground about the people. With Trump, he never said his ground about the people, but we get folks so upset because somebody's talking about it. So Hillary, as for what she's done over the last few years, yes, she's made a lot of mistakes. We're doing a mom and pop thing. As far as I can see right now, you got Big Jjln and Hillary being the mom, Donald Trump being the dad. And we are all people. We are the kids watching them fight, and nothing's getting done. So my whole thing is, if Trump wants to be a politician, he wants to interject what he believes about this country, once they start working together. That's my whole point about both of them. And we're sitting here watching them fight, splitting us up, because now this person is saying he's better at this, the other person is saying Hillary's better at that. If you have some good ideas, why can't you put them together for the good of the country? Trump is not, I don't see Trump being able to do that without saying that I'm first. You can't have that attitude in politics.
Right. Okay. Boo, what do you give me your comment? Come on, I know you hear there. Boo, what? Give me a comment.
I hope I can retain all the
Well, hey, be yourself. Yeah. You ain't got to hold back nothing. This is the Lady G show. We bring it all out there, regardless where people like it or not. We gonna bring it all out there, okay?
But I didn't hear that lady that Brother Leo referring to us as NIGD babies, and if Hillary is in bed with her, then I wouldn't vote for Hillary. This is the main reason why I would not vote for Hillary. If she is in bed with that lady who made that remark about us, NIGG babies, I could never ever vote for her. Mr. Trump, I admit he's egocentric, and he's always talking about himself. And every time he opens his mouth, he digs a hole, and he have problem getting out of it. But to me, Trump is the less of two evils. If I must vote for one of them, I would have to vote for Trump. I'd rather not vote for either of them, but that's the way it is.
You know, I have heard a lot of people talking about they not going to vote. Even some of the politicians is saying that they not going to vote. So I feel like if you're not going to vote, then you shouldn't be serving our country, because you need to be qualified. You are qualified to serve our country in a political standpoint, but you saying you're not going to vote for nobody, then why should you have a voice over what the American people need and want, and you're not going to vote for anything? And and I understand what the comment that Brother Leo had given, but that is something that is a woman's choice, and child parenthood. That that is to keep the government out of it. Back in the day, with mental unstable female, black mental unstable females that had to be institutionalized, they fixed it where they couldn't have no children because they had no control over their bodies. and that they didn't have any control over their mind. And even though they was mentally unstable, they had a tendency, men's had a tendency to rape those type women's, and some of them just had babies, and they didn't know who the men were that attacked them, and the person kept going over and over. In my neighborhood in Kingston, there was a beautiful black lady that lived there, and she had the ability to do everyday things, but to make a decision concerning her body, she didn't know, because if the man came up and said, "Oh, you are so pretty," she would get to laughing and grinning, because she was excited to hear that he thought she was pretty. And she ended up having a baby by the insurance man. Okay? And then all of a sudden she went out and she had a baby by somebody else. And Miz was taking advantage of her. And so when they institutionalized her, that's when they fixed it where she couldn't have any more children's. And so you remember that news article?
Yeah. Let me make a comment on what Hillary, if I can, make a comment on what Hillary said about the abortion of the woman when the child was at their very last of the ninth month, that kind of thing. I can't see somebody with her kind of intelligence telling people that she wants to take a baby that's alive. I can't see that. I think that every time you make some kind of a policy or making some kind of a law about a woman's body, that kind of a thing, it doesn't take one stripe of the pen. You got to work through details. And if she had to stand up there and give every little detail about when you should stop a pregnancy, that kind of a thing, they should have been on the stage all night. I can't picture her meaning take the baby when they're going to be born next week. I can't see that. I think that the laws need to look into things when they make some kind of a policy saying what are the steps that we need to take, that kind of thing. Because she's not a professional doctor.
Yes.
Has her opinion. She has her opinion about how she feels about life and about death.
Right.
And that's what I think that she said. Here's my opinion about life and death. If I can't be, if somebody says to me, that, well, Jerry, I want you to have a vasectomy. Why? Because we don't want you to go out and start having more babies. So who's in charge? I'm not gonna let anybody be cutting on me because they think that I'm having a lot of babies. So I want to be in charge of my body. If somebody came up to me and said, you know what, if you don't get this done, then these things are gonna happen, and it'll be between me and my wife or me and my family or how
Right.
it works. That just go with that thing. Okay, Jerry, here's your choices. Da 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 da.
Okay.
And I will listen to the doctors.
All
But
right.
having somebody be in charge of me, telling me where I should go and I should go, don't do this, don't do that, then everybody would be upset as soon as somebody starts trying to have control over what they believe about themselves. So I can't see Hillary meaning take the baby and the baby's going to be born next week. I can't picture that.
Okay.
She said that.
All right, Mr. Boo. Have I got to go to a commercial, or can we keep on?
We can keep going. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is a
All
hot
right.
button topic,
Okay,
so-
Mr. Boo. Now, what do you think about child parenthood planning?
Well, to take a baby in the ninth month from her mother, regardless of the circumstances, is gruesome. I could never, I can't even think about that. It seems to me that there must be some set period by which you can no longer abort a baby.
Okay. Now I'm finna give you a shocker. I'm finna give Jerry Davis a shocker, and I'm gonna give Brother Leo a shocker. I went through that. I had to have my baby taken away from me on the ninth month. And the reason why that happened was because of a medical reason to save my life. but the baby survived. He liked it 8 ounces from weighing 10 pounds, but the baby survived. And with the medical standpoint that it is today, and if a mother life is in danger like mine's was, they took my son, and he is 41 years old right now today.
God bless him.
And they took my son because I had to stay intensive care for 2 days trying to bring him into the world. And so they had to take him. And that saved my life.
That's not where I wanted to just to steer my comments and question to. It wasn't about abortion per se. It's about racism. It's about her saying the N-word in reference to abortion. It's about less than 0.5% of abortions have to do with things like Lady G went through. 99.9.15% has nothing to do with that. We're talking about that part of the abortions. We're talking about the murder of these innocent children, no matter what the age is. And added on to that, they are now selling the body parts. Now, you go to the Planned Parenthood's clinics and you'll see almost 80% of their abortions are black people. Black people, and you got to add in there Hispanics and Filipinos and Chinese, so you know that not even the 20% left are white. It's just a genocide under the guise of a woman's rights, and that is not right.
Okay, I agree with that. That do happen, and a lot of it comes from the physicians, because they'll tell sometimes they'll tell the ladies, hey, you are carrying your baby within your tube, and we need to remove it. And that's a part of doing an abortion. I feel like the doctors are in cahoot with that also, Brother Leo, and they have medical terminology to give the female, which whatever race. It covers. Sometimes if a lady got used to, when a lady had 8 or 9 children, the doctors will tell them, you got some kind of problem where we need to board this baby. And the mother will go along with it because she believes the doctor, right? What?
And that's kind of what I'm saying. I think Brother Leo has a great point. And they have a great point about aborting a baby. And that's why we have professional people, that kind of thing. My point is that there's got to be some kind of step that people should take before they take a life of a baby. Yeah, maybe they're using body parts of it, that kind of a thing. On our driving license, some of our driving license, if something serious happened, take some parts to save somebody else's life. So I'm not a doctor. I don't know what part, why they take certain parts from a baby and that kind of a thing. But apparently they must believe that they need these parts to save another life. I'm talking about when you're trying to force somebody into doing what you want. That's my problem that I'm having with pro-life, that you're trying to force somebody else to do something because you disagree with it. If you believe in professional people, climate change, and you believe that racism exists, and you sort of believe in a whole lot of things, and you strong on that, then you're going to figure out a way how to interject that into politics, which is not right.
Well, let me get back on
Okay.
I got to comment on that, because I know
This is so much
now,
fun.
Now I know that
Thank you.
Mr. Boo is the guest,
Yeah,
and you have to
he
excuse
got
me for
so we
interrupting
gotta let
somebody.
him talk.
Not a
But
problem.
but here's